9 months ago, the particle accelerator went online exactly as planned. For 45 minutes, I had achieved my life's dream, and then there was an anomaly.
Imagine that dot is everything the human race has ever learned until this moment.
Does that include twerking?
That is everything we could learn from the particle accelerator.
Officials are now trying to shut down the particle accelerator. What's so important about this particle accelerator anyway?
Welcome to the Particle Accelerator podcast, the show where we discuss the superheroes of the CW. Only this time, we're going to do The Exorcist from NBC. That's alright. I'm pretty sure CW, or one of those two, I'm pretty sure Time Warner owns NBC as well, so it's not like it's not owned by the Warner Brothers or whatever. Who cares? So, first thoughts on Constantine, gentlemen. What did you think? What was this show all about? What'd you like about these first 6 episodes?
Demons.
Demons?
I mean, really, I don't see why it got canceled. They got good plot. They got good character development. I feel like I'm going to be really sad when I finish the season. The fact that they've brought him into the episodes of Arrow and it's still canceled kind of hurts. We saw Doctor Fate's mask, and now we're never gonna know what happens with that.
Yep.
There's just so much. I'm really depressed that they canceled it. And then you look at TV shows like Supernatural, which, for better lack of words, is the exact same fucking thing as Constantine.
Only
and
not
that one's super
in the
fucking
DC
popular.
universe.
Yeah, exactly. That's literally the only difference. But it got canceled.
Now, if you want to know my first thoughts on this show, it's he needs new business cards.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I like the I like it. I like it. I like the Master of the Dark Arts. I mean, he's working on it, whatever. But who are you to tell him he's not a Master of the Dark Arts? Someone who can't even control magic at all. Who are you to say he is not?
Okay, I can't control magic, but I've
Arts.
also never damned a child to hell.
True.
Okay. But he didn't mean to.
Shots fired.
He didn't mean
That
to.
was that's my first immediate thought on it.
All right. Go
to
right
elaborate
ahead.
on it getting canceled though. I believe that CW will bring it back eventually. They're just trying to put it into works. I might have to look into that, see if I can find anything like on a CW source
That would
website
be
or anything like that.
Sweet though, wouldn't it?
But yeah.
I'd be very happy.
Let's try it out. Instead of Supernatural, give us Constantine. Like a good Constantine, season made by the CW. Because, I mean, obviously we saw, who was it? Was it NBC that owned Supergirl before, and then CW got it and made it way better?
Can't remember, in all honesty. Yeah.
Yeah, alright, so they can do the same thing with Constantine then. If they could do it with Supergirl, they definitely can do it with Constantine, and we can come back with a season 2 of Constantine that fucking just blows everything out, blows Supernatural out of the water, blows all this paranormal activity out of the water. We'll get a,
and that's
we
what
can
I'm
get
thinking
a good one.
because we got a Constantine episode with Arrow, so that was like the start of it. But Supergirl, the reason they brought this season of it, or like a new season when it first came to CW faster, was because they didn't have any other show to tie it into. So they need to make it its own season and then they can continue it. So with Constantine, they kind of tied it in with Arrow, and I think I'm hoping for Green Lantern first, but maybe they might do Constantine first. It depends on which order they want to do it in, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also, a lot of it's going to depend on where this season of the Arrow ends up too.
Yeah, very true.
Especially with that last episode,
where
with Laurel coming back.
Yep, with Laurel. Yep.
So maybe we're getting more Constantine this season. Who knows?
Yeah, you never know. We could be trying to save more souls, but apparently he's in hell right now. according to the Arrowverse episode in season 4.
See, now, I was gonna say something about that. I haven't seen the last 6 episodes.
Yeah, no,
I know
we're
he,
talking
as of
about.
now, he's
Well,
damned to hell. But
he is damned to
does-
hell. We will talk about that when we get there. We will talk about the
Okay.
last 7 episodes when we get there. But we can
Now-
definitely say that in an episode of Arrow, I can't remember exact episode, but it's season 4. They say, "Oh, can't we just, bring her back to life or whatever and get her soul? And can't you just call Constantine and get Constantine's help?" And Oliver says, "No, he's in hell, literally." So that says that he's in hell, but I
Mhm.
mean, he doesn't die or anything at the end of the season. I'm
Yeah,
going
so
to say that one thing right now. I've seen this season. I've seen season 1 of Constantine a couple of times. I actually own it, and I've watched through it quite a few times. I really like this. I like this one season. It's really good. But yeah, I'm just gonna say right now to you two, he does not die at the end of this season of Constantine. So like,
Why didn't
he doesn't go to
figure he
hell
would
or anything like
die.
that. But
Now-
John, if you want to keep going on that first episode, the Asylum episode, you can go ahead and continue on. You already brought up Astra. You never said her name, but you brought up the little girl he damned to hell, and that's definitely the first thing
Oh.
I wanted to talk about this episode, other than the fact that he checked himself into an insane asylum and was shocking himself to craziness.
I'll say that's my thing. Like, he dealt with the dark arts for how long? Like
He was
he's
since he was like 16 or something like that. He was with
Right?
Mm-hmm.
but I don't
that
think we didn't get to that.
band and shit.
Yep,
But that's in a later episode. But no, with Astra and him damning her to hell, that I wonder why that was his turning point to be like, all right, maybe I'm just crazy.
Well,
Like, you'd think
Go ahead.
that's not gonna make him believe. Like, nothing that any human could do to him is gonna make him believe that
Yep.
demons aren't real after all the shit he's seen.
yep.
And I don't know why he would think that. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
He just wanted a way out, and it wasn't drugs. He didn't want to do the what was it, what his buddy did, that heroin junkie dude, Gary. He didn't want to take he didn't want to take Gary's way out, so he just checked himself into a sane asylum because he was like, I'm fucking insane, fuck this, you know what I mean? Just hook me up to this electrical thing, shock therapy, whatever, and then when that one chick was writing Live Die, he had to get back into it because he knew that his former partner's daughter's name was Liv, so
No, what I think he might have just been. I don't think he was trying to actually make himself believe that he was crazy. I think he was just trying to run away from the problem.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what. Well, okay, yeah,
Like,
that's what. Yeah, he was trying to run away from the problem for sure.
Now, he's still a super smartass in doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the whole time, he's like, yeah, master of dark arts. Well, more of a
more of a
dabbler.
petty dabbler, yeah.
Right? like he's got all these. I can only it's a British Englishman type of humor. Like
Yeah.
It's a charm, maybe.
Oh. Bullocks.
yeah, like
I
bullets.
like
What's
it.
up, love? He's
Calls
it
everyone
is a
love,
charm,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
just the way he approaches people brings me back to the next point. Like, I don't understand why this is canceled. Why it was canceled? He's so charismatic throughout the whole episode. This whole first episode, you're just like, this guy's like, I could be this guy's drinking buddy.
I know, right?
Like,
I could. If it wasn't for everybody that goes around you that dies, I would totally kick it with Constantine. Are you kidding me?
right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I go fight demons with him even. I ain't afraid of no ghost.
Right?
Okay, Zach. I think the moment a demon would pop up, the actor's just dead.
Oh,
instantly.
I'd probably shit myself and run the other way. Not gonna lie. But I mean, I'm really bummed that as of right now we're not gonna see anything more of Dr. Fate's helmet. That was
I think it show a
So-
little bit of things show up or whatever. Like you see it hanging around every once in a while, but that's it. Unfortunately, yeah. Like I think one more episode
remember.
you actually see you'll see Dr. Fate's helmet somewhere else in there. But yeah, Liv picked it up, man, and that's it.
Mhm.
That's
She
pretty
put-
much all we're gonna see.
So if we have the Dr. Fate's helmet in the Constantine universe, who do you think would be a good candidate to wear the helmet?
Anyone actually could wear the helmet, but I mean,
Yeah.
you
Who
know,
do
and
you
Dr. Fate
think-
will take control, but like somebody, I feel like Dr. Fate would want somebody with like a high magic usage
Mhm.
or something like that. But
I
I
don't
don't
know
think that we're
who-
interested. I don't think we've been introduced to anybody yet in this universe that would be able to, be a good fit for Dr. Fate's helmet. Oh, he's got
Okay.
his hand up. What do you want?
Teacher?
Teacher?
No. So this is the first anything of Constantine I've seen. We didn't end up watching the movie this week, but maybe we can do that at the end of next week to celebrate. But
That'd be sweet.
his partner Kaz,
Yes.
Like,
Awesome,
is that like canon? He is always Constantine's partner, or maybe he puts on Dr. Fate's helmet to bargain a deal.
dude.
I mean, he
could
can't really be
probably
killed from what I can tell.
He's got a lot of
Yes,
lives.
it'd be.
He's got a lot of lives. I'll tell you that much
So,
right
I
now.
mean-
We haven't gotten to that his origin episode yet, but he does get an origin episode, and he's got a lot of lives.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, he's got a lot of lives. Maybe Dr. Fate, he puts that helmet on, and I mean, you kill him once, he's just gonna. Dr. Fate's coming back, so maybe in one of his lives he's Dr. Fate.
See, when a user puts on Dr. Fate's helmet, they're Dr. Fate for their entire life until like they naturally die. I'm pretty sure, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Or until until their body is killed or whatever, yeah.
Yep.
Or if they can convince them to get Dr. Fate's helmet, to like get him to take the helmet back, or like take the helmet off.
Yeah.
Because like they're still in
Oh,
there
yeah.
with him, they can conversate, I guess, with him. There was like an episode
Mhm.
of The Young Justice where Wally puts on Dr. Fate's helmet.
Yeah, I remember that actually.
That
And then
would
it
be
was like,
terrifying.
Yep.
wasn't it like Zatanna's dad or something? Like
Yeah,
ended up, like-
Zatanna's dad ends
Yeah,
up doing it
Zatanna.
and putting it
Yeah.
on and taking it on, which we haven't
Yep,
been
she
introduced to
becomes-
anybody that could be a Zatanna or Zatanna's dad. So
Not yet,
unfortunately,
got
we
Justice
don't
League
get anything
Dark.
like that.
Not yet. Keep your hopes up.
Yeah, I
No.
will.
We were
Okay, so
introduced.
what?
I was gonna say we were introduced in this first episode to Liv. So the lady
Yes,
in the
we
asylum
were.
was painting Liv die on the wall.
Yep.
Now, Liv is only there for this episode. From what
Yeah.
I see from the first
Yeah, from
episode,
what we know.
never
She's-
see her again.
She's replaced as the main lead by Zed. And then Zed becomes the
mean-
main
Really?
lead. But this girl, they
Oh.
wrote her off pretty well, I guess. She saw that horrible accident and she just couldn't take it, and she just went to her
Mhm.
friends in California or whatever. But
But he left her with the map.
yes, she did scry for a while and made that whole map, and then like the whole rest of the season is basically them going through, and each one of the scry points like ends up becoming a place to go in an episode. So they either deal with some crazy witch doctor lady or voodoo or something. But yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
fucking sweet.
Now, with that scrying that she does,
hmm
do the different sizes of the blood drops mean anything? Because like I've noticed that there's some pretty big ones on there, and I'm wondering if they
Yeah.
go to like a big one later, and it's just like a total shitstorm.
I
That's a
didn't notice
good
that
thought,
actually.
actually.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
notice
that's a
any
good-
of
that's a
that. I'm
good-
gonna have to keep an
Well, because
eye
in
out.
in that sixth or maybe it's the sixth. I think it's the
Which,
fifth episode when like all the loved ones come back from the grave because
the voodoo.
Papa Midnight?
Yep, Papa Midnight
Yeah.
does his voodoo stuff. Yep.
that point on the map is pretty big, and they were dealing with 3 people there.
Yeah, but
So
the point. How big was the point? When they went to the mining town in the second episode, they went to the mining town. And that was some chick raising up dead miners, and there was like a whole grip of dead miners that were being raised up. does that constitute for being a big thing? And a lot of people were dying because the cave was caving in. It was like more people
But I
were
didn't.
dying. You know
I'll
what
say
I
I
mean?
didn't see how big the point was on that one.
See, now we gotta go back and watch that and look.
Right. Now I gotta actually look at like compare sizes on a map and shit. Get all
See, you
technical.
brought this up. You brought this upon yourself, sir. All right. So, when you saw Chaz saved Liv's life with that Eye of Horus on her door, but then her friend, like that whole part where her friend like died, and then they took her to the or were taking her to the morgue, and then she went fucked that dude up in the back of the van, and then the van
That-
went through, and then like she was all cracked up on the side, and like it was
I'll
just
say,
gnarly as fuck.
Her killing that guy didn't bother me one bit. When she was like out on the hood of the car with like her neck bent
Oh
back and shit, I was
yeah,
like,
and then
what?
she was
What
like
is?
screaming.
Breathing, yeah. Doing the deep breathing and shit. That was
some
pretty weird.
crazy shit, wasn't it?
Yeah. What was that demon's name? Frucifer or Furcer? It was something weird.
I
It was like
can't
Lucifer
remember
with an F or something.
I remember
Lucifer?
I remember the name of the demon that he summoned to combat Astra's demon. Cause you know
Oh,
how
yeah,
he
yeah.
had to summon he summoned a demon to he summoned Nergal or whatever.
What's his name? I can't remember.
Nergal.
Nergal. I'll have to remember that.
And it happened in Newcastle, England or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is like a real place.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Well, I
It's a
mean, but with that origin, they did say, or when he was talking to no, that's a later episode. See, I watched all these episodes in a binge, so they all
Yeah.
run together.
Oh, don't, man!
But-
The other day, I literally watched through the whole season, like just in like almost one whole sit through. It was.
I don't know
It
where you
was
find
awesome.
the time.
I had a day off, so I literally
Gotcha.
like sat there, hungover, and just watched it. It was crazy. So you also get to see like the little home that they're in, you know, that they live at.
The little watermill.
Yeah, the watermill with the crazy stuff on the inside, right? That's was it Jasper's old house? It's,
Yeah.
Liv's dad, and now you can only see him in the mirror when he's just like got all the recordings of him in the mirror. Shit's crazy, man.
Mhm.
I don't know, man. I like that. That's pretty much all that stuck out for me in this episode. The asylum episode, other than you know, all of his little funny quips that he does, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a good pilot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was. I'm glad it at least got 13 episodes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. I did have one question for it though,
What?
or I guess I wanted to know if this piqued either of your interest or either. With the house, that long hallway at the end, or that super long hallway in the basement that they have, is that
Mhm.
like it is as long as they need it to be, or do they know where that leads?
They
Like-
they don't really expand on that. There's a bunch of rooms that you'll eventually see. There's like one room where it's just like just nothing, and like it's just clouds, and people can fall and fall and fall and fall. And then there's another room where like it's just a really peaceful room and stuff like that. You'll see all these crazy different rooms and stuff that come out, and it's pretty neat. I want this place. Like I want to go there. There's like the sword of they got this sword of truth. I don't know if we got to an episode of the, we got to that episode of the
Yes,
sword of
episode 6, Sword of Darkness.
yeah, he gets that sword of truth, and he's just like starts fucking Chaz starts talking and saying all this shit.
Starts going on. Not that you'd ever listen to me.
Yep. Not that you'd
Starts
ever
crying
listen to
about
me.
it. Shit. Yeah, dude.
Chaz the actor plays that character really well.
Yes, he
Yeah, I
does.
do like-
Like
He's a good actor.
Yeah, especially when why he can't go to the next why he can't go to the other town because of a succubus on a freight train, and he had to derail the freight train, and he's got a warrant out for his arrest. Remember that? Chaz, why he couldn't go to this? We're in the second episode. They went to that
in the
mining
mining town.
Yeah, and he's not allowed to go. He's not allowed in that. He's not allowed in that state because the last time he was there was a succubus that was like taking over a train or whatever, and he had to derail the freight train. So that's why Chaz isn't in the whole second episode.
Which
I don't remember
There's-
that.
Wow,
problem
shows how
I
much you
have.
pay attention.
Yeah, apparently.
There is one problem I have
What
with
is it?
Constantine so far, like as a whole. I've noticed in each episode, like it's. You ever watch a movie and you can like predict how it's gonna end? Like you already know the stuff before it happens.
Yeah, yeah.
That happens all the time when I'm watching this show. Like
Yeah,
almost
that like
every
there.
episode, I'm like, okay, well that's dumb.
You know what I mean though? Like that's kind of how season 1 of Supergirl went too, though. And you notice that
Yeah.
it's made by the same fucking people, right?
Maybe NBC just sucks.
Maybe, yeah, I know. I mean, I don't really watch NBC shows very often, but maybe NBC shows just suck, and we need to give Constantine needs to be taken over by CW and all this, and I don't know.
I would be happy with that. I really would.
All right, so the second
So-
episode, we since I already brought it up, I want to go into it. We end up actually meeting this Zed Martin. And
Well, the
what did you
first
guys
episode
think?
ends with seeing her.
Yeah, where she's drawn
She
him
bae.
with the fire.
Yep. Yep.
And fire in the hands. That was like the coolest scene.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Yeah,
what are you guys
right.
thinking of Zed Martin?
She's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think she's
I
hot.
dig her powers. I mean, yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
said.
she's
bae.
really hot. And yeah, I really dig her powers. Like, man, it's
How do you think
being
her
able to
and,
touch
Cisco
people.
Would, what do you think would happen if
her and
Cisco
Vibe?
touched each other? Yeah.
Wow, what do you think would happen? It
That's
would
what
be
I'm
like
saying,
magical mixed. It's like magic mixed with
endless
fucking
vibing.
science or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be some shit.
That would
But I
be some
mean-
shit. What?
I'm trying to figure out how that would work because like she would touch him and like
Start
see
vibing,
him
then-
touching her, which
It
he
did.
would be seeing her touching him, and like they'd just be dead.
Hey,
I
and
think.
they're both Hispanic. They could totally be together.
They could. They
No,
really,
Cisco's
really
got a
could.
girlfriend.
Nuh-uh.
Hot girl.
Hot girl
It's hot
left
girl.
him. Hot girl left him.
So the second episode, though, they're in that mining town or whatever,
Yes.
right? And that chick's husband dies, the captain of the miners
Yep.
or whatever the hell he was. Well, and John sneaks in there and like turns her down, and she just goes full on fucking bitch mode. Like
Yep.
he's like, all right, I'm leaving. She just get out. And he's just okay, I'm going. And she just keeps going, get out. It's like just let it. He's
Do you
leaving,
think?
bitch. Let him
Do you
go.
think
Damn.
that's okay? So is that because she's salty as shit and hasn't gotten any in a really long time, or is that because she was the fucking gypsy priestess or whatever that was summoning everything, and and once he got turned down from her charm, she was pissed and she knew exactly what he was there to do, basically. So
Probably both, in all honesty.
I know, right? I bet you
I'll
she
say-
wanted a little bit of magic in her.
Well, I
What,
mean,
John?
she's-
Magic, Constantine.
She got a little magic in the end, either way. But
Yeah, she
Um,
did get a little magic in the end, didn't she?
but no, I believe the second episode, like I said, it was predictable. Still a good episode. Don't get me wrong. Like it was
I mean,
enjoyable to watch, but I mean it. I just don't like that is one thing I'll say. I don't like the predictability of Constantine so far. I haven't seen
I'm
the last 7
sorry.
episodes, so we'll see how it gets. But
I thought the twist at the end with the priest was all right. How they thought it was the priest and they went after him. and
yeah,
they're like,
I bet you
they're getting ready to
didn't.
fight
You
him
didn't
and he's
think
just
it was
sitting
the
there and he's
priest
like,
for real?
I did
did.
think it was the priest at first. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, okay.
All right. So
Yeah,
it's
you didn't
not that
predict shit then.
predictable. It's not that.
Well, no, but
predictable.
As soon as they debunk the priest, which is in like the first
How
10
did-
minutes of the episode,
How did you ever figure out that it was the actual woman?
who else would it have been trying to kill the leaders and shit? Because if you'll remember back to the beginning of the episode, when like before the guy gets lit on fire, when she says, "Okay, well I'm making dinner. Why don't you go wash yourself? Clean yourself up?"
Mhm.
And he does that classic like, "Fucking, well, I'm hungry now and I better get my dinner. I'm gonna beat you."
Yeah, that classic
you-
misogynistic bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got some vengeance against him at that point. Like it was like she wants to
I
kill
don't
him.
know. I
but
didn't
she
see
didn't.
her being a gypsy witch. I definitely didn't see it.
Now, I didn't see her being a gypsy witch. I just saw her as the perpetrator.
Yeah.
I thought it was just an angry miner thing, like ghouls or whatever. And he was gonna have to.
or whatever.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna have to just like exercise the fucking like the whole mine, and I didn't think it was like the gypsy that was summoning him.
But and he explained that too, though, that the Kabul I can't remember
Yeah,
what they're
they
called.
don't. They don't.
That
They.
they're not angry.
Yeah, they're not naturally angry. Something's angering them. But like, why couldn't that something be that the leader of the mining is digging in a place where he shouldn't be, and that's why the mine was closed in the first place. And once they killed that guy, then it could have been over. But no, super crazy twist. It's the crazy gypsy woman. I don't know. That's just how I felt.
All because she was mad that her husband hit her.
Yeah.
Well, it was.
I mean, I'd be mad too. Don't get me wrong.
He tricked her into thinking he had lots of money and he was some big CEO of a company or something like that.
No, he did have a lot of he did have a lot of money, and he was the big cheese and the leader. She just didn't know that it was Cole.
Cole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that's actually that's really shallow.
Yeah, that
like
is kind of.
That's kind of borderline fucked up. Like,
yeah,
he didn't lie to you. You just didn't like the outcome.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's very true. But I mean, the dude was also not that good looking either for her, because she was actually kind of decent looking, and he was a terrible douchebag. Yeah. He definitely deserved being lit on fire, because he was a misogynistic piece of shit. So he definitely deserved that shit. Hey man, if you treat your wife like that, and all she does and what she does is like cook and clean and actually like keeps the house clean and shit like that, and you treat her like fucking dog shit, you're a piece of shit, and you probably need to be lit on fire. You know what I mean?
Light him on fire.
Right? Like it's the same with fucking people that beat their fucking wives. They need to be hit. And like the dude needs to be hit harder than he ever, so he knows, like, fuck that dude. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe you should light that motherfucker on fire too,
If you beat your wife and you can't show up to work, that's your fault.
You need to be lit on fire, maybe.
So that CEO that was running that mine, though, kind of a fucking idiot, though.
He died.
Well, yeah, he not only did he die, but like how many like bodies do you need before you finally just say, okay, fuck it, maybe this mine's a little unsafe, maybe.
Yeah,
we should
it's a
go
little
somewhere
unstable.
else.
It's always collapsing. So, maybe we should not fucking do this anymore.
Keep mining.
Yeah, nope, keep mining. The guys need work, and they need
they want the
jobs. They want jobs, so we're just gonna give them unsafe jobs. No, that's not how you do this. Bad
well, you know
idea.
what's fucked up when the city has a siren dedicated to the mine collapsing.
Right, though.
Like I've never heard of that until this episode.
I mean, I bet you they do in mining towns. So
probably, yeah. But still, that's just stupid.
So I'm gonna ask you guys this real quick, because we're all into guys getting with girls and such. And all of the nasty things that go on in the Arrowverse. Well, do you think that Constantine's ever gonna get with Zed?
I
think he's trying to keep a distance from her because he cares about her. You know what I mean? Okay. And so the fact that he is keeping a distance, I don't think anything will ever happen.
All right.
At least for now.
No.
Until he can save his soul and, be atoned for Astrid. I don't think he's looking for too much romance. I mean, he's down for the one-night stands, obviously.
Yeah, we saw that one. We definitely saw that one.
She's pretty cute, though, too.
Yeah, she was. And if you noticed at the beginning, that got when at first I was like, what? He's with a girl that's cheating, and then all of a sudden the guy showed up and he was like hollering at her from outside, like, "What are you doing?" Blah, 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 blah. I was like, "Oh, yeah. I understand. Okay, never mind. He's a piece of shit, so she's cheating on him. I get it."
But no, as far as Constantine hooking up with
Zed,
I don't think it will happen, but not because like he's trying to distance himself or anything. I think he's just has more important shit that he has to worry about. He's like,
than a relationship.
It doesn't matter. Yeah,
Yeah.
because she comes on to him too.
Yeah, she does. She's coming on to him quite a bit, actually.
The first
Did-
episode she tried to sleep with him, or not the first, the second episode. The first episode she was in. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
the sec. Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna happen. Kind of to elaborate on that more, I guess. There was a point when Papa Midnight, after they had worked together, had talked to his sister to ask, like what's going on with the coming darkness and pretty much what's going to happen. And he told Constantine that all his efforts are worthless and somebody's going to betray him. And the first thought that popped in my head was, well, that's going to be Liv, or not Liv, fucking
Zed.
And I was like, wait,
That's what I thought.
probably not. And the
What about Chaz?
second person, I don't think it's going to be Chaz either. I think it's going to be the Angel.
Manny?
Yeah.
Angels are unable to directly influence anything that's happening on Earth, though. He even says that himself. He can only offer guidance. He can't physically manipulate or change anything that's going on.
If he does, he'll get in
some
trouble.
Guidance.
Yeah. He could be damned.
Yeah.
Okay. Lucifer was the fallen angel.
Yeah, but, I mean, most angels don't want to become a fallen angel.
Yeah.
Lucifer did it because he spoke out against the free will that he gave the humans. He was jealous of them, so he spoke out against God's will, and he's like, "Well, fuck you, you're going to hell."
And then he created.
So yeah, I don't know. I could see it. I mean, why not? Angels can be pretty big assholes, and it might
Manny's
not. It
kind
might
of
be,
a dick.
Yeah, it might be one of those things. Well, God wills it. You know what I mean? Like, oh well, this is what God wanted. Sorry, I had to be the one to do it, kind of thing. I could see something like that. But I don't know. Who could betray him? I mean, who really? We have Manny, Chaz, and Zed. Liv, maybe. Those are really our.
He's got other
candidates.
friends. He's got other friends. He's got
He likes
Gary.
to kill them, but
Gary. He's got the gym guy, that Jim Corrigan guy. He's got who else have we ran into? That's about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody
so
else is.
not many
Oh well, yeah. There's a
options.
few others that you guys meet later, but yeah. All right. Well, let's start with the third episode, the Devil's Vinyl episode. Where that you find that kind of cute blonde chick looking for the record.
Yep.
Yep. They call it the acetate.
The acetate.
That episode.
That guy where he stabbed himself in the ear.
I have a problem with things in my ears, and as soon as I saw that, I had to pause the episode for like 30 minutes. Like, I couldn't watch that episode. It made me cringe so hard. I was like, this is fucked up. Like, who stabs himself in the... no.
When you're listening to a demonic CD or vinyl, you might want to stab your ears out.
Oh
Constantine
my gosh, that was
has
the
made
craziest
me
shit.
afraid of things that I didn't know I should be afraid of. Like, it's terrifying.
Yeah, like if you pick up a CD and it's abnormally cold, you don't want to ever play it.
Yeah, I don't know. She even brought it to him. She's like, "Don't fucking play this." Like they knew what it was.
Yeah.
Like, this is that evil CD or that vinyl. You're not supposed.
Well,
to
he
listen
tried to pull the headphones off, but they were melting to his head. And then when he pulled them off and threw them, when he pulled them off and threw them, it fucking that did froze to his head. So when he pulled them off and threw them, it unplugged and started playing it throughout the whole stereo system. Fucked up, man. Fucked up, man.
Still, you shouldn't. Don't play it. Well, I'm gonna go fucking play it anyways.
Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna play it.
You would fucking tell me what to do. You're not my mom.
I feel like we saw a lot of cool stuff in this episode. We got first I want to first I want to know what you guys thought about his new spell. Did you notice where he was covered in blood and reciting the old whatever language that was?
Is that how he learns every spell?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just a new spell he was trying to learn where he had to be covered in whatever he was covered in. I looked like blood for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That'd be
What
a
do you
hell of a
think?
life. Just
Right?
chilling out, covering yourself in blood and shouting gibberish constantly.
Like, what do you think that spell was for?
I don't know.
Got any theories? Any ideas? What the hell would that?
He
What
used
the
that
hell
spell
would,
later on in the episode.
Did
what?
he?
He
Yeah,
covered himself in blood?
yeah, he used that spell.
What do you
I
mean?
swear to God, what? Because
don't
I remember when I was listening to it, it was the same. He used the same words. It was like the same exact spell that he was using.
For what?
Well, what spells did we use here? I remember the one where he lit the pickled hand, the fingers on fire.
Yep, that was a
remember
that was
crazy
it.
one.
Was that
That was it.
No way.
Yeah. If you go listen to both of them, same
Okay,
exact thing. I
I will.
promise.
I will eventually. I'll make a little mental note right here.
Well, and then the other thing, he had that card, the charmed card.
Oh,
That'd
that
be
was the
fucking cool to
coolest
have.
shit in the world, wasn't it? There was
That'd
so
be a
many
pretty
cool
little
toys
gadget.
in this. There was so many cool magic toys in this episode. It was just
not
nuts.
gonna-
Like the Hand of Glory,
Mhm.
the
The
nails
nails from the
from
sarcophagus.
the coffin of Saint Padua, the patron of
Something like
lost
that.
souls. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, dude,
Um,
that was a cool one. He ended
with
up
that
using.
card-
He used that one this episode too. Sorry.
I was say with that card, the first thing I thought when I saw it was actually Doctor Who. Because
Why?
Doctor Who has a piece of paper that does the same exact thing.
Oh, really? I don't know.
So-
I didn't watch
Remember.
Doctor Who.
I'd say it's been a while
Well-
since I've seen Doctor Who.
And it made me think, like, what if, if we do end up getting Constantine in this Arrowverse and he meets, like, Rip Hunter and Rip Hunter gets a hold of that card, he's pretty much Doctor Who at that point.
All right.
Like,
Uh,
there's nothing separating them except for Time Lords can regenerate and Rip Hunter can't.
So, do you guys remember how to create a Hand of Glory?
You cut
You had
off
to
the
pickle
hand
it,
of
yeah.
a hanged man,
The
Yep,
left
you
hand.
pickle it for
Pickle it.
pickle it for like 7 weeks.
Pickle it
Yeah,
in
yeah.
amniotic fluid for 7 years.
7 years, damn it.
Say the right incantation, and the dead will rise.
For as long as the fingers, or as long as the fingertips.
For as long
burn.
as the fucking candle burns. Or the candles burn, or whatever. But
Fucking
yeah,
that whole
fucking
room just
awesome,
started fucking
right?
flipping out and shit. Though that was.
Okay,
I
so...
wasn't expecting that. I'm not gonna lie. It made me
What if-
jump a little bit when he does it, and they're just sitting there all quietly, and all of a sudden, all the fucking body bags start flipping out and
Yeah.
shit.
What about the
What were you
blood
gonna
that Zed put around the body? What did that have to do with? He didn't even mention anything other than, here, spread this on the floor. And then she went around the body with it. And he didn't mention anything other than that, like...
Just dump some blood on the ground. Why not?
And then you mentioned
dark
that-
spells.
Sorry, you mentioned that charmed card. What did you have any theories on what the bloody backstory for the charmed card was?
I never even thought of anything like that. No, because yeah, he did mention he's like getting this is kind of a.
It was a
Kind of a
bloody
backstory,
backstory.
yeah.
He said it was
Yeah,
a bloody
bloody
backstory.
backstory. Yeah.
It's like, what the heck would that
Never
bloody
even thought of.
backstory have been? Card
Sure
game
he
gone
would,
wrong?
yeah.
He either had to kill somebody to get it, or a lot of people died making it.
Ooh,
Something like that.
a lot of people died making it. That's the one I want to go with. And okay, so yeah, we were also talking about the blues guy, right? The blues writer Willie Cole.
Sold his soul to the devil.
He sold his soul to the devil, and then when he died, he was recording a song on that vinyl, right? Or he was recording an album, and as he died, the voice of the deceiver was recorded on that vinyl, and that's why it's all fucked up and crazy, and that's why Papa Midnight. I feel like that, since it was the only recording of the devil. It's the only
Something like
actual
that.
recording of the devil. Papa Midnight was gonna use it as collateral to get his sister back from the dead,
Yeah.
or something, or
So
something.
It's the get out of hell free card, as he
Yeah,
called
the
it.
get out of hell free card. So like, oh, there's just so much we could get out of another Constantine season. We can get more Papa
really, though,
Midnight.
We could.
Like, there's
Yeah.
so awesome, like, the voodoo stuff that's going on, all of that shit is just like really, really fucking cool, man.
Voodoo is just a weird way of saying a magic party.
Yeah, yeah. And voodoo is just a reason to have a magic party, or I don't know.
Yeah,
I
something
can't
like
remember
that.
what
I
it
don't
was,
remember the
but
exact
yeah,
words.
voodoo is just a glorified magic party.
Yep.
And then we got that soul broker. How would you guys feel about being a soul broker? Going
That'd be
just
pretty cool,
trolling hospitals, and you're able to make deals with the devil for other people for their souls.
That'd be pretty sweet. I don't know what would put you in that kind of position, though. You know what I mean? You
Right,
probably
like,
have
are
to
you
have some
like a
kind of deal with the devil
are you
yourself.
are you a piece of shit at that point, or
I'm wondering if it's like demons or like people that are already in hell that are trying to like take years off their sentence or something, or like minimize their torture.
Don't know.
that?
I mean,
Ooh.
you get out of hell for a little bit, whatever way you look
That's
at it.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
these soul brokers are actual people. We saw that because that guy was like basically being manipulated by Papa Midnight.
Yep.
So, like, these soul brokers are real people. They just troll hospitals and, get people to trade their souls for other people's souls and, like, write contracts. They just have you know, a deal where they actually work with the devil and are able to fucking give the devil souls or trade the devil souls or something like that and have fun. I don't know. I think if Constantine thinks that they're big pieces of shit and they're the lowest of on the magic fucking totem pole, I wouldn't want to be a soul broker.
I mean, yeah, anything to do with the devil, I think I could probably do without, though.
Right?
I'd hope so. Like,
I mean,
So
I'll
we
be all right.
this is the first episode we actually got to see Papa Midnight even. What did you guys think of this guy? Like, did you guys know anything about Papa Midnight going into this series at all, or you
Nope.
I
didn't
knew
know who?
nothing about anything Constantine.
All
So
right.
Me
So
neither.
what did you guys think of your first of the first experience of Papa Midnight in this? What was your thoughts?
I want to learn how to speak. What is it? Creole?
I don't know.
Like Crayola?
Crayola?
He's one of those characters that is a dick, but they're enough of a dick, but not enough to where it's like, hey, I can get along with that. You know what I mean?
He's Constantine's frenemy.
Yeah.
Legitimately, I'm pretty sure that's what it says in the wiki. Like, that is like the legit definition of their ship they're frenemies.
I'll say I did do some research on him. It says that he is Constantine's friend / enemy. Like, it depends on the day what they're trying to do.
Yeah, and like the same thing when we watched the Constantine movie, Papa Midnight's in there too, and he's his frenemy in that as well. So it's crazy.
I like that shotgun he has.
It was a
that enchanted
Winchester,
one that-
the Ace of
that never
Winchester,
misses.
forged by a
Yep.
mystic in the Old West, and it never misses. Yeah, man, that thing's pretty sweet. It'll come back. I promise you
Oh,
that. It'll come back. It comes back in season 1 even.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah,
Cool.
it's a pretty sweet gun, man. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah, I'd like to have something like that in my arsenal.
I would like to point out that since you're watching on CWC, you have Supernatural, Winchester.
Oh, I don't.
No,
I haven't watched any Supernatural yet. I haven't gotten the chance to sit down and take some time and watch. I got a lot of other shows I gotta watch, man. There's a lot more. There's a lot more going on here. What?
I just don't get that. Supernatural and Constantine are just so similar, and yet Constantine gets canceled, and Supernatural is
That's
so
the thing,
praised.
but that's the thing, though, is that Supernatural on CW was around for a
CW.
lot longer.
True.
And it was also
Like-
done. It also started on CW and not on NBC. So
Exactly.
now that I'm assuming CW has the rights to Constantine now to use it. I'm assuming if something happens to the point where people start wanting to see more Constantine, they might give us some more. Who knows? Maybe they'll test the waters in another Arrow episode again, or they might give us another 13 episodes. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, give us a half a season, or at least, you know what I mean?
Just-
13
With that.
episodes.
Yeah.
Just with
I mean-
the way that Constantine works, I wouldn't be surprised if they did like a Constantine supernatural crossover if they brought Constantine back.
Yeah,
And that'd
but
be really
Supernatural's
funny.
not in the DC universe, and
I was about to say,
Constantine
that'd
is.
be
That'd make
really
Supernatural
funny.
DC canon.
Because
we don't want
that
none
would
of
make
that.
Supernatural DC canon.
We don't
Like,
want none of that. We were.
Yeah,
I
we
want
don't
to
need
fight.
none
I
of
want to
that.
fight for Constantine taking over Supernatural.
True. That's what I would like to see, because like I've watched both. I like Constantine way better, and I was a pretty big fan of Supernatural when I was watching that back in the day.
Yeah, I got my sister really likes Supernatural, and I'm gonna see if I can get her to watch Constantine and see if I can see what one she thinks is better. And she's completely biased because she's not really big into the comic book scene, so we can
Just don't
definitely
even tell her
see.
that it is a comic at first, and then once she like finishes it, be like, oh, by the way, that's a comic book.
Oh hell yeah, I could do that definitely. Cause like Constantine is he's part of Justice League Dark, so he is part of the Justice League technically. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I got one
Justice
final
League
thing to
is-
say about this Devil's Vinyl episode, guys, and it's the Eat the Contract.
Yeah.
Wasn't that shit gnarly as hell? Like,
Yeah,
brutal.
where do you think the term comes from?
right? He had to actually eat the contract. Now, what do you think actually happened to that soul broker after that? He broke his deals with the devil, and
I'm assuming
he's going to
the
be tortured
devil
for the
took
rest of
his
his
soul.
life, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm assuming he's just eternal damnation from here on out.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. All right.
You said You said
what?
Justice League Dark, and now I'm thinking I can't wait for that movie
Oh,
to come out.
dude.
It's coming out in 2017, isn't it?
Yeah, February. Beginning of February. Yeah, we're going to do an episode on it for sure. We'll do an episode
Yeah,
on Justice
I'm
League
down.
Dark for sure. Yeah, we'll take a time and we'll do an we might have to record 2 episodes in a week or whatever and release the Justice League Dark one later, but we'll do it.
Whatever.
We'll do a Justice League Dark episode for sure.
Cool.
All right, so we got we're gonna jump ahead and go into episode 4. I know who was it that wanted to bring up parts from episode 4? One of you two had something to talk about episode 4. Didn't you say bring
It was
up
with-
something?
I would say that was the one where all the 3 people were brought back from the dead, correct?
Nope. This is the one with
No?
Gary Lester. He set that hunger demon free
It's the one with the
in
bugs.
Sudan.
Yeah, it's the one
Yep.
with the bugs. The guy with all
Oh.
the circles on his head. Yeah.
Yep, he set the hunger demon free in Sudan, and he was getting done with his heroin binge or whatever, and he was coming off it, and he saw this guy sitting there dying with the hunger demon in him, and he wanted to cast the demon out, and he cast the demon out, and then he didn't know what the fuck to do with it, so he went back to America with it for some fucking reason to go see Constantine, and it got loose.
Yeah, for whatever reason.
And yeah, I know, right? Like, why couldn't you just leave the guy be?
Right.
But
Clearly,
no,
someone spent some time putting him in that
Yeah,
position.
right? Exactly.
The thing that I'm confused about is he captured it in a bottle, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
but it was like a
And he was
special
like-
bottle.
Yeah.
Was that a special bottle?
Yeah, it was definitely a special bottle. That's why he was able to put it in there, and it wasn't able to be contained in the one that Constantine made, because he just
Yeah,
made
that
it
was
out of
what
like a glass
confused me.
bottle.
He was even a little jealous about that.
Yeah, he brought up the fact that he was like, how were you even able to, how is a petty person like you able to fucking do this, and blah, 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 yeah. And he was all like junked out on heroin while he was doing it and shit.
Mhm.
And Gary Lester, he's a really cool character too, like in the Constantine universe. He dies early on in every Constantine canon, right? Always. He's
Really?
always gonna die early on, right? Because he's the fucking piece of shit, that they took advantage of him. They took advantage of Gary. He
Yeah.
was the one with the money. He was the one always, doing drugs and shit. And so, in everyone, he'll die off early on. And I don't know much about any of his other canons, but I know for a fact in New Earth he died early on, and the one before, whatever happened, what was it before New Earth? He died in like volume 1 or in number 1 in the number 1 issue. And but
Shit.
Gary Lester, he comes back to life, like he possesses a dead body, and he'll give Constantine like words of warning. and that's pretty much just what he does. He learns how to come back to life for a brief moment's time and give Constantine words of warnings and stuff like that. So,
That's pretty cool.
and the Hunger
Do you-
Demon's name. Did you guys catch that at all?
Really?
The Menimoth or Menimoth? I don't know how to say it, but he
I
figured it
remember
out.
Something like that.
Yeah, he figured it out when they were hanging out with that shaman guy, Nomu.
Yeah. I was gonna bring up.
I want some whatever if they're tripping on.
The
Why?
mist. The
Trip
mist.
forever.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
mist.
was it the mist?
You take it, and the trip will last forever.
Yeah, a lifetime. That's
And?
some hardcore shit.
And if you have the nectar of I don't know, what was it? The nectar of I don't know what I wrote down.
I thought he just
There's
called
some-
it nectar.
It's
some
the
weird
nectar
wrong
of Nahai something or other. I can't remember, but it was the nectar, and yeah, you take it, and it's the counteract for the drug.
Yeah.
I did like how, like, right after they took the drug, he's like, so wait, how am I supposed to know when to bleh?
Yeah, he's like, I don't do
It's some
do
cool shit.
psychedelics, mate. You know, if I usually throw up.
I usually throw up. I know all about throwing up this
Yep.
week.
For sure. They so they found out that it was actually from Sudan, and that Gary was having all, and then Gary touched Zed, and you know that she had the vision. So all of this stuff mixed together. How was this a predictable episode? I want to know how this was a predictable episode, John.
As soon as I saw that the guy, like, had the knife and carved, I can't remember what the name of the knife was, but he carved it into, like, he had to carve it into his flesh to trap the demon in that body. I knew it was going into fucking Gary. As
Okay.
soon as I saw that, I was like,
Okay.
all right, well, that kind of ruins this episode for me.
Yeah, and then Gary sacrifices himself. Because
Yep.
he actually is like, all right, yeah, I've been a piece of shit, I've been a druggie, and I don't want to do this anymore. I don't know,
Honestly,
man.
like,
That
I
was sad.
guess-
I think they should have done it to, like, I don't know, at least somebody else. Fuck that. Could have used
Yeah.
Gary, man, but whatever. Gary always has to die early on, so let's get him
See, I'm just-
get him out in the fourth episode.
When I'm watching these episodes, I'm not sitting here trying to guess the outcome the whole time. I'm just like, okay, you know, just
But that's the
whatever
thing.
happens, happens.
I wasn't trying to guess the outcome. I was just like, oh, well, that kind of sucks. Like, who else are they going to do that to?
The guard.
Gary's been a piece of shit. I didn't catch, though. Did Gary actually tell Constantine that he wasn't on heroin anymore in this episode?
Yeah, he
like,
said he said he quit, but
Yeah.
Constantine doesn't
That-
believe him.
for good reason, because he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And then he had to sit with him, with that demon in him, the whole time
Yep.
while he was dying and screaming and shit. That was like, that's where I started feeling bad. I was like, man, I feel
The
bad.
angel even asked him. He was
Yeah.
like, "Are you sure you can handle this?" And he's like, yeah. I
And
can
well,
handle
Manny
this."
even sat with him too. Manny sat
Yeah.
with fucking Constantine while he was sitting there, and like even though like you know he was a kind of a piece of shit friend, he was still a friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's like you know somebody you kind of grew up with, and you started doing your petty dabbling in the dark arts with. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that was one of the dudes that was at Newcastle with him, and then that he was one of the OGs. So like you know.
Now, when you say he was at Newcastle, that does bring up the fact that he was kind of a piece of shit at Newcastle, too, though.
Because he ran and scared? Because he ran scared?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because he said he was completely just blitzed off his ass to start the seance.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucked
Yeah,
up,
but
dude.
Constantine knew he was high.
Like, Yeah, he knew he was. Everyone
Yeah.
knew he was.
The only reason I feel like he brought up that is because he was like, I was stoned or whatever, or I was high and I got scared and I ran and hid under the fucking bed or whatever he did. So that's why he said it. But you know,
I
he
don't
was
know.
like,
Go
Hmm?
ahead.
go ahead. No.
I was gonna say, if the three of us sat down to do a seance and try and banish a demon to hell and shit went south, I'd probably get up and fucking run too, just tripping
Well-
out on heroin or not.
I was saying,
Well,
are you going to be on
let's just-
heroin?
Let's just say, in about 15 years, then you will be the one we're gonna put the hunger demon in.
Well, no. Let's just not release a hunger demon.
That
How
would
about
be
that?
also a thing that you shouldn't do.
Ideal.
All right, Zach. I'll make you a deal. You don't do heroin, we won't release a hunger demon.
No. You don't
Everyone
do
wins.
Zach. If you don't do heroin and not release a hunger demon, we won't cast it in you, and you won't have to die a horrible hunger demony death.
Okay,
There you
good.
go.
So I just
All right.
don't have to do heroin.
You just don't have to
Gotcha.
do heroin.
I think I can handle that.
All right, good.
Just fucking take off. Start banging up right now.
All right, let's jump into episode 5. What does this say? Denise's Vadur? I don't know. I don't know how to say this episode's name.
That's the one with the 3
Voodoo?
ghosts, right?
Yes,
they had
this
all the
is the-
different... Yeah,
No,
okay.
no. Nope. The 3 ghost one is...
Episode 5. It has to be.
Yeah, because episode 6 was the one with the kid.
Oh yeah,
This
this is
super
this
creepy
is.
bug.
Oh my god, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, because they run first
Dude,
because yeah, this is the pretty one. Do you think I'm pretty? John,
I
what's
don't
that
know,
whole
think I'm
what's
pretty?
the how does that whole thing go? Do you think I'm pretty?
Is the bet? Do you think I'm pretty? Do you think I'm pretty? Do you think I'm pretty? Do you think the sky's blue? Do you think I'm pretty? Why do you think it's taking me this long to start asking you questions? Like, it's just, and they remind me of, like, whose line is it anyway? Like, when they both go up and whoever asks the question last loses. Like,
That's pretty much what it is.
That shit was funny.
But-
Yeah.
I will admit, this is one of the episodes where it wasn't predictable, but it also wasn't, like, satisfying to be like, oh, okay, that's kind of tricky.
There was a lot going on in this episode.
was the
I
voodoo.
feel like
This is where he says voodoo is nothing but a magic party or whatever. Magic is excuse for a party. That's
Yep.
where this is where he
Well-
says that, and he starts knocking on voodoo.
yeah, well, he's helping people, but I guess Papa Midnight's magic is out of control.
It's being affected
like
by
that.
the dark, whatever's
dark
happening.
rising.
Yeah, the dark rising.
Rising darkness.
Yeah, the
whatever
rising
the hell it
darkness.
is.
It's being affected by the rising darkness. Which 6 episodes in, or 5-6 episodes we got in, and we still don't know nothing about the rising darkness.
Because the angel Manny won't say fucking shit about it.
Yeah, Manny is keeping his mouth shut because he can't mess with the
He
world.
can't. Yeah, he can't
Can't.
directly.
Swear to
it's
God,
because
he's gonna
he
betray
doesn't
him.
have free will.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing though too. He doesn't have free will. That doesn't mean that God can't say, go fucking kill Constantine or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
and then
if God gives him that order, then he has no choice because he has no free will.
And that's another thing. Who's to say he doesn't influence somebody else to betray Constantine and, like, indirectly betrays him? I'm
True.
telling you, like, he's gonna fuck up Constantine's shit.
well,
Tom already knows what's gonna happen, so this isn't even fun. But
I'm not. No. None of this stuff happens though in this season. That's the thing.
Yeah. I kinda
Like all of
figured.
this conclusion stuff does not like. I feel like none of it happened. We'll discuss it, but I mean like, yeah, we're gonna keep
that's really
discussing it. But I mean
unsatisfying
like,
here.
it's that's why I feel like CW needs to pick it up and continue this story and figure out, fix it or do something with it.
What?
Because
puts
we
him
even
in
got
hell at least.
yeah. Because we got this Jim Corrigan, a new character we got introduced to. That's the police officer they end up start working with, and first he arrests Constantine, because
Yeah.
he's like nobody knows the future, magic isn't real, blah blah blah. I'm crazy and I shot a zombie and nobody believes me, so now I feel like I'm crazy and I gotta arrest Constantine. I feel like that's how that went. What?
I don't know. It's kind of a dick move for him to just roll up and be like, "Well, the only person who can, call a murderer is a murderer."
Yeah, right. I don't know. I mean, I guess. Yeah, that's true.
He just kind of jumped the gun there, like didn't even hear him out, because like even while he was taking him to the car, he's like, "Check your fucking records," and
Yep.
sure as shit, he checks the records, and what do you know?
But I mean,
They end
Zach,
up working
if somebody were
together,
to walk
which
up
is
to you
pretty
tomorrow, but if somebody walks up to you tomorrow and says, "Oh yeah, by the way, I have to exercise fucking Alyssa, or we're all gonna die," you're gonna be like, "Wait, what?"
I'm
what?
like, "Cool, let's do it. Teach me a couple spells, man."
Yeah,
No, you
yeah,
wouldn't.
you're
You'd be
totally
like,
just gonna
"You're
be
a
all
fucking
for an
crazy person,
exorcism
I'm
on your
leaving
fucking
you."
girlfriend.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's
man.
not gonna happen. Sorry.
I'd love to learn how to exercise demons.
You should-
I don't know
you should
anything about
figure out-
lifting weights myself, so.
You should figure out if
Shut
what. Wow.
Shut up.
Zach,
I've been waiting this entire podcast to drop that joke. I'm not gonna fucking lie.
All right,
Piece of shit.
Zach, I got something for you. You need to do then.
Let's hear it.
All right, you need to figure out if all of these spells that he's saying are like real spells, like are like
I
actual
actually
written down
wondered-
things.
I
Like,
actually thought about throwing those spells into a translator to see what comes out.
you can put on closed caption or any of the subtitle stuff, and you can actually write down what he's actually saying. And
Alright, cool.
yeah,
I'll do that.
but check and see. Yeah, by next episode, check and see if any of these are like actual spells out of like a Necronomicon or any of the the Catholic spell book or whatever that they have for their rituals and stuff like that for exercising, and even the voodoo stuff. If you can get some of the voodoo stuff written down, that would be really neat too.
I did want
I'll
to
check
point
that
out,
shit out.
What's up?
in episode 2 where they're talking to the priest.
Yeah, he did start.
They-
Yeah, that priest did start doing that Catholic chant with him or whatever. That was really cool. So yeah, we do know that there is real
That's at
like
least out of the
you know,
Bible.
yeah, there's real what would that be, Latin? I don't know. Probably Latin.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But
Yeah,
there is
I'll
actual
just-
stuff that's actually out of like, a Catholic book at least.
At
But
least
I
one
will
thing.
what?
What I was gonna
Okay,
what I was gonna
what were
say
you
is
gonna
that in the second episode, that spell, that incantation that he was chanting, is actually the same one that they use in the Boondock Saints.
Really?
Oh, really?
Hmm.
Neat.
That's some shit.
I didn't notice that at all, and I used to really like the
Yeah.
Boondock Saints.
Man, you got a knack for that shit, John.
I know, right?
I
You
didn't notice
just
that either.
maybe he's wrong. You might want to check his sources.
I'm gonna need some source someday.
All right.
Well,
Source?
I remember because it was the something of Saint Peter.
Oh yeah, the
remember
breastplate.
exactly.
It was the readings of the breastplate of Saint Peter or something like that. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
Look at you.
Check my facts.
Fuck
Boom.
you.
Sources still never heard.
All right, so John, what do you got about Papa Midnight's sister then, huh? What do you know about Papa Midnight's
hot.
sister? Really? You like
No.
that? You have a thing for those bony chicks, huh? You know,
Bony
bony skull, still with the
Oh,
hair in it or somehow.
At first I was like, all right, it's his sister, like I thought it was like with the voodoo, he was like respecting the bones of his deceased sister or whatever. And then Constantine brought up the fact that he's the one who sent her to hell. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
that's kind of
they,
fucked
they
up,
were having
dude.
that. They were having that little fight, that little spat or whatever, where he's just like, "You damned a little girl's soul to hell," and he's like, "At least it wasn't my sister."
Yeah, right?
Somebody gives fucking Papa some water for that sick burn.
Right.
Um,
So what do you think?
Yeah.
What does Constantine want to ask? Okay, so he said, "I want to ask your sister a question," and Papa Midnight was like, "Only if we get this done, only if we get this done or whatever." What? He never got to ask that question.
yeah, he
What-
did.
He did? What was the question he asked his sister?
Told Papa Midnight to ask his sister what she knows about the coming darkness, and that's when Papa Midnight's like, "Oh, everything that you're doing is in vain, and somebody's gonna betray you."
Oh, I didn't catch that. Thank you, John.
Wow.
I'm so
Shows how
glad
much you
that
pay
you caught that.
attention.
Fuck you, Zach. You never pay attention.
I pay attention once in a while.
I pay attention once.
All right, fine.
For like 5 minutes of the pilot episode.
So at least I got Constantine's question answered. Thank you. And then, so I got the fact that what's her name, Zed. She touches Jim, and you see him dead. Did you guys see
starts
that? Like
bleeding or
right at the
whatever.
end, he's all
Yeah.
bleeding and shit. What does that have? What is
Mhm.
that?
Is
I
he
don't
a
know.
demon?
I don't know. I think he is something's gonna happen to where he's gonna die, or somehow in like a terrible,
He's gonna
terrible
get
way.
murked.
He's gonna get murder killed, bitch.
Straight
Gat, 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 gat,
murked.
gat.
Either that or he's possessed.
Ooh, he could be get possessed. Maybe he's the one who's gonna betray him.
Maybe.
Yeah. That could be a thing.
He's gonna
Zach,
get
who do you
possessed and
think is gonna
betray him.
betray him?
I don't know. I said Zed at first. And
I don't
then...
want it to be Manny. So I'm gonna say Jim.
I'm saying it's gonna be Manny.
I don't want it to be Manny, so I'm gonna say it's gonna be
We
I
may
Jim.
never find out, but
We may never find out.
I realistically can't say.
Well, I mean, we have that. What we okay? So, and then now we have the two main demons. How did they get resolved? The little kid, that was first gonna get like raped by the dude, and then he made the dude slam into the tree, and he finally died. He got hit what he deserved because he touched a little boy's leg.
yeah,
so,
he was really creepy.
yeah, so
he
he
was
definitely got what he
some good
deserved out of
shit.
that. I mean, touching a little boy's leg, you don't do that shit. So.
After watching him kill that dude, I was like, maybe this guy's okay. Maybe you can just leave this ghost to do what he needs to do.
Oh man, you just wait till we get to the satanic redneck episode. That is one creepy fuck episode.
Redneck.
Oh boy, you just wait till we get to the satanic redneck episode. That is a creepy fucking episode, man.
It sounds like something that's in my
Alright.
family.
Oh, you'll be scared to go. If your family is anything like this, you'll never go see them ever again. Ever again, man. And then what was it? The sliced face lady. Do you think I'm pretty? There was a lot of stuff going on in this episode with the.
That's what I'm saying. Like there was a lot of plots to this episode.
There was like the distract. Like I feel like the two demons were like a big distraction from like what was actually going on with Papa Midnight and Constantine and shit like that. Because you got Zed and Jim figuring out the little boy's demon, and then you got this crazy chick that is like slicing people up with shears, and then you got Papa Midnight raising the dead and doing all that shit.
See, now with the crazy chick with the shears, I feel like even with her, the term for having your cheeks cut like that is a Chelsea grin.
Okay.
So even with her Chelsea grin, I
She was
still
pretty.
think she was pretty hot.
Yes, she was. She was very pretty. I could totally deal with some scars on the face, man. Are you kidding me? Yeah, she was very pretty.
Right? Now, the way that he tried to diffuse it the first time, I thought it was actually going to work because she was like, "Do you think I'm pretty?" He's like, yeah." He's like, "What about now?" He's like, yeah.
Yeah. And then she still stabbed him. I was like,
And then
"Oh."
she still stabbed him. I
She
was like, "That's
fucked
kind of
him.
fucked up."
Yeah, that's
She
kind of
fucked
fucked
him
up.
up.
He lost a couple
She
more
did
of his
too.
lives there.
Oh yeah.
Man, wait till you guys
wanna-
get to that episode and see how his origin is cool, man.
I want to know how many he has. Is it like 1 million? Is it like
Nope.
3? Is it
Nope.
10?
Nope.
Like,
Do you want me to spoil
he
that
had-
for you? How many he got
Is it
right
how-
away?
is it how many lives he has of people he's killed or souls he's
Nope.
taken or
Nope.
freed?
Nope.
Mm.
Do you want it spoiled or do you want to see it?
No, I gotta
Hit
see
me
it.
with
All right,
We'll,
sweet.
we'll go over it next week.
All right, let's get
Yeah,
off this
fuck you,
subject.
Zach.
Go to episode 6. Go to episode 6. Go to episode 6.
All right.
John
we
is
gotta say
fucking
about
with the hot
episode
chick and
6.
with the boyfriend.
Yeah, that's all we should cover in this episode because the rest of it is creepy as fuck.
What, you don't like the creepy kids with the
I do not fuck with little kids and demon. Like, no, kids in horror movies and horror shows do not get along with me. It doesn't
Yeah.
sit well, and I have like nightmares, dude. I
was-
can't do kids.
I was saying nope a lot throughout this whole. I was like nope, nope, nope. I was doing that a lot throughout this whole episode. I was just like, don't do that, don't do that. I was just like, you know what? Put the kid up for adoption, actually.
Even Constantine was like, I don't like fucking dealing with kids.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
because you put the kid up to adoption, and then that's how you get like movies like Orphan and shit. And no,
Yeah, that's true.
no, I just
Yeah, John doesn't like dealing with kids though because it's like really hard to exercise a demon out of a kid without killing the kid.
no,
Yeah.
I don't. Oh, I thought you were talking
And-
about me, John. I was
No.
like, I don't like kids because I'm black.
Yeah. No.
Wow.
That's
It's only
funny.
okay because you said it.
I know. I
no,
said it.
John doesn't. Constantine. I apologize. Constantine doesn't like. Doesn't like kids because of his bad experience, obviously with Astra and summoning Nugal and it taking Astra to hell and blah 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 blah. And he also said that kids, when you exercise a demon out of a kid, it usually most of the time kills the kid or whatever. So it's just really hard to do it. But I want to know if I'm the only one who thinks this, but I really feel like the little girl, she was done with her. We were done with her story real quick. She blew up the cup. The two cops were fighting, and then she went to protective services, and then we all of a sudden got this little creepy boy. First was a little pansy ass, which was okay because he's a fucking kid. He's gonna be scared of
Right?
shit, right?
Right.
First, I want to say, is his dad being a bad dad? Or should his dad be?
Dad's kind of a dick.
Should his dad
I did
be?
not think so.
Should his dad be like treating his kid like this?
I thought, honestly, from like an adult point of view, I don't think anything that he was doing was wrong. Because it wasn't like he was teaching his kid, you need to like man up and go out and beat the fuck out of everybody you see. It was like, all right, dude, you need I know that you're okay. You're gonna be okay by yourself. You just need to know it.
Right. I mean,
At
I guess
first, he was a
wasn't
little stern.
I feel like he came across way too wrong with it. He could have. I feel like he could have talked to the kid like a kid because the kid's a fucking kid. So
Right.
you
Yeah,
talk
but-
to the kid like he's a kid and get him to understand instead of going, blah, blah, and saying, oh, you need to face your demons, blah 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 blah, blah right away, and then all of a sudden they go out to the hallway and the mom and dad are fighting and the kid can actually hear it. You know what I mean? You don't fucking do that shit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have compromise and you gotta fucking. You can't treat the kid like that, man. That was wrong what he was doing. The second time or the third time he came in and he was just like, he talked to him a little bit calmer or whatever. It was like the one time I was like, oh, okay, that's what you're supposed to do. But then all of a sudden the dad turned around and was like acting a fool, and like he punched Constantine because he was weird and creepy, and just the way that the dad acted was not. I feel like the dad was more of a child than the child was.
Yeah, he was kind of a jerk.
I'll say the reason I feel like what he did was okay because like when you first see the kid, like when he was still,
Yeah.
he wasn't possessed yet, and the dad like threw the mask out of the closet.
Mhm.
Like at first I was like, wow, that was kind of a dick move. Till he was like, no, you wear this, you'll scare other kids. Like and
Yeah,
you'll
that
learn
was
that
nice.
it's okay to be. Like you're stronger than you think you are if you
He-
just let it. And that's when he turned to the mom, and I agree with him 100% when he was like, you know what, he's a strong kid if you would let him be. Like you can nurture him and everything, but just let him be him.
Yeah, but you don't say
Yeah.
that shit in front of the kid. You know what I'm saying? That'll fucking traumatize a
Okay.
child.
I can agree with that, but I feel like he wasn't in the wrong except for the way
The
he
way
said
he
it.
did it. The way he
Yeah, like the
executed
way he did it.
everything he had some good points, but the way he executed his points were absolutely horrible. And fuck
Yeah.
him, he definitely got what he deserved with the light bulbs and stepping on them. And yeah, I was like, no, you know what?
He also
Fuck
got
that dude. He definitely got what he deserved. That big fucking piece of glass chunk into his bottom of his foot. Fuck that
I'll
dude.
say, but he also got a chair thrown at his face.
Yeah.
Got fucked up by that too.
Like that chair fucked his day up.
Yes, it did.
This was actually the episode though that made me think that the angel was gonna betray Constantine.
Ooh, why?
'Cause
Why is that?
because when he told him like, if you want to save a kid, you got to remember what it was like to be a kid. Like just that little quip made me feel like he was setting up John for failure.
What is your problem with other black people? Are you just like, you just think they're all bad or what? Like, I don't get it.
No, there can only be one black person. It's the token rule, dude.
It's the Highlander.
The
Oh,
token rule.
that's funny.
But no,
I'm
like, he
sorry.
he just rubs me the wrong way.
Okay. Okay, so
You just jealous he has
the
cooler eyes than
I
you.
also want to say that the other adult that was stupid in this episode was the teacher.
Yes. Oh my God, that teacher
Yeah,
was
for sure.
an idiot.
Oh my God. He's just like, would you turn around? Do you have a kid that goes to the school? No. I was standing across the street smoking a cigarette and I saw these two motherfuckers fucking fighting. I think you should do something about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I saw these two little kids fighting. A little kid's beating up another little kid. I'm standing across the street having a smoke. Who are you to ask me this? You know what I mean? I'm trying to have
Right.
this. You know what I mean?
Now,
I don't know.
Do
I
your
do see-
job for you.
I
Bad,
do see his
stupid
point.
teacher.
Because it's a little creepy to see a guy in a trench coat outside of an elementary school that doesn't have any kids in that elementary school just watching the kids.
He could have been working
around
across
for
the street.
Right? Turn around for 1 second. Literally 1 second
Right?
to watch these kids. That
If
kid
there
got
was a
his
fence,
skull
it's not like he
fractured.
was- Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
like anything was gonna happen in the second he turned around for sure.
Like,
Ugh.
what is he gonna like obliterate all the kids with like a
He's gonna-
nuke? Is he gonna nuke the
Sneak
kids
in.
when you turn around? Like,
He'll go
I don't
stealth
know.
mode.
Yeah, I know. Is he gonna climb that really tall fence and go and molest another kid? No, he's not gonna do that shit. There's a big fucking fence. Would you just turn around and look and see the kids fighting? But no, he's a bad teacher and he's gonna get fired for letting a kid die in his on his clock, obviously.
Yeah.
And then
I get the kid didn't die, but the kid got fucked up.
yeah, and then that's when Constantine ended up going to their house, and that's when the dad was like, he punched him because
I'm gonna punch you.
I'm gonna punch you.
You're
I'm gonna punch
crazy.
I'm gonna punch all my situations out. And that's where the kid that the kid's learning from that shit, man, and that's not a good role model, man. I swear to God, that dad was not a really
Now-
good role model for that kid.
in the dad's defense, he did go in there later. He's like, now listen, violence is not the first answer. Like he tried to explain it, but the kid was already possessed at that point. And he was about to get fucked up by a chair, so it didn't really
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah, and that was the crazy part. That's the one thing that I want to say. The crazy part is that this guy's the possessed person was the guy the demon or whatever is the soul that is possessing these kids was a soul of a man who's already alive still, or is
Yep,
still
his
alive
soul just fled his body.
because
That's what I was gonna say. His soul just fled his body and left him pretty much brain dead.
yeah,
Yep.
which was crazy when that soul went back to the dude.
He
just
just
went
acting like a
fucking
kid
nuts.
throwing a temper
And
tantrum. That's all he
yeah,
was.
and he went crazy nuts and started throwing shit around in the fucking crazy hospital and shit. Man, I don't
He's in
know.
a perfect place though.
Right? Yeah, he put him right in the perfect spot for it. And then we got my last thing I wanted to say about this last episode we're talking about is one thing that you guys are gonna say. Of course, you point this out, but Constantine is laying on his hood of his car having a beer around all these kids trick or treating. That's the thing that he shouldn't be doing. He just sits there, lays down on the hood of his car, and he's drinking a beer, and then he lights a cigarette, and all these kids are trick or treating around him. I don't think you should do that in a
But-
nice
Yeah, that's-
neighborhood.
Now, I think here's the difference between that and what happened at the school. At the school, there's only that one teacher outside.
Yeah,
Usually, when kids go trick or treating, they're with their parents
yeah.
or like an older sibling. Like
And
Each
I
one
do
has
get,
at least
and
one
I
person
do
to watch
get
them.
he just got done doing a fucked up crazy job, and he needs a beer and a cigarette after that shit. I totally understand that. All right.
Yeah.
so. I mean,
What?
now, are we? I think we should save the ratings for Constantine until we finish this season.
All right. We'll rate
So
the
we'll do
whole
it-
season
Okay.
as a whole. I agree with you, definitely.
Yeah.
So that we
I'm
got
gonna be down
about
with
we
that.
got about 7 episodes left, 8 if you include the Arrow episode. It's season 4, episode 5. We can probably power through that, this week if you guys want to.
I figured that was the plan.
Yeah, that's probably
Yeah,
going to
me
be
too.
the plan. We'll power through all those episodes and then definitely check out season 4, episode 5 of Arrow with Constantine in it, where he actually gets to meet, Oliver on the island, and then he comes back and helps get Sarah's soul back. Spoiler alert! But you should have already watched. You should have already watched that episode. If you're listening to
Yeah,
this,
if you're-
you should have already
if
watched
you're
that
listening to
episode. So
this.
there's no spoiler alert. You know what I mean? So we get all that. And that's pretty much. Do you guys have any last thoughts on this first 6 episodes of Constantine?
I'm still mad that they canceled it.
I was about to say that. Like, why would they need to?
And-
if you start something, finish it, please.
Right.
NBC, man, or whatever. Fuck them.
Get
I
your
don't
shit
know.
together. Are they the same ones that
CW
did Lost?
I don't know. CW, I feel like has a hold of it now, so maybe they'll do something good with Constantine. Who knows? They're using the guy. They're using the same guy, the guy that does Constantine. They're using him to voice Constantine in Justice League Dark. So he's staying around doing the role because he can do the role right. He's doing it really, really good, right? Like, you guys think he's a good Constantine?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a damn
Like I
good
said, pilot
Constantine.
episode, he was fucking great.
I know, right? That whole getting electrocuted was just fucking crazy. I loved it.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
All right, so where can you guys find us? You can find us on Twitter at the Particle Accelerator Podcast or something or all along those lines. You can find us at the Particle Accelerator Podcast.com, and you can get our Twitter, our Facebook, our email. You can email us there. You can go to our SoundCloud. We're on iTunes. We're on Google Play Music. Everywhere you can find a podcast, you could pretty much find us, but the main ones are iTunes and Google Play Music. You could Android and iPhone. If you have anything other than that, probably are SOL. So, just find us anywhere you can find us. And John has something to say.
Be sure to stay tuned for next week. We'll go through part 2 of Constantine, and we will be giving out Zach's phone number live.
Yeah! We're going to give Zach's phone number out and his Snapchat.
Snapchat. Oh, we can't.
No,
yeah,
we're
Zach,
kidding.
I'm
We're
going
not
to give your
gonna give
Snapchat out next week.
We're not going to give out Zach's Snapchat or phone number. I'm sorry, guys.
It's not like I use either of them.
Zach,
He doesn't
you about to
answer
get
us, so
many-
he w't answer you, for sure.
Well, he'll answer you
Absolutely.
if you send him a dick pic.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you shouldn't have told him that.
Shit.
All right. Until this gets any crazier. Until next communion.